Hi everyone, it's Maha. Thanks for joining me today for another episode of Maha's Picks. This is my third episode and I'm having so much fun doing this. I highly recommend you guys try it out yourself as well. So I'm doing this episode a little differently, just cutting up the videos maybe in 2 or 3 parts depending on how it goes. I'm still fairly new to this, so I don't know, I think people prefer shorter videos, so I'm gonna try to, I thought if I make it in 3 parts I can focus on things without having to rush through each thing and then have shorter videos for you. It's really nice to be with you today. I'd like to start my May introduction by showing you a card from Tarot. That's the Empress card. You can see it. To me, this card really embodies the essence of the month of May. I see here the May Queen. This is Venus sitting on her throne in her full glory, out in nature, on top of harvest, rains of harvest, surrounded by nature and the flowing stream in the background. To me, this represents Venus in Taurus. I feel like here she has that raw energy of her true natural states, the very creative, pregnant with a new creation, new beginnings. And the feeling I get with the month of May, it really resonates for me with this card. And it brings me to my gemstone of the month that I selected for this month, which is emerald. I'm wearing emerald here. You can't see it, but I've taken a picture to show you from close up. And I've also got a piece of it right here. You can see I also have a picture of that to show you. And this one is a cheaper version of emerald that I purchased, and it's in rock. It's embedded inside this rock. It's a lighter color, opaque emerald. The one I'm wearing is a gemstone quality. It's transparent and it's a richer green. So emerald is really, there's a wide range of colors of shades of green that you can find in emerald, from opaque light green to clear, transparent, very rich, deep emerald green, depending on what part of the world they're harvested from. And of course the gemstones are very precious and they're quite expensive. This one was gifted to me and I'm really fortunate to have it. I love this one. But as far as the healing and the magical properties of emeralds go, it really doesn't matter how expensive or how cheap the stone you get is. What's most important is your own connection and then your own intuitive relationship with that particular stone. So don't worry about like whether you get a cheap one, if it works as effectively or not. Fortunately, that's not how it works. And like I said, I love this one, and this one was fairly inexpensive. I love the green color of it. So emerald is a member of the beryl family, and it's colored by chromium, and it has a hexagonal crystal structure. I related it to this card and the goddess Venus because it's associated with Venus, and it's also the birth stone of the month of May, and as well one of the stones associated with both the sign of Gemini and Taurus, which are both the signs in May, Taurus being the ending of Taurus and the beginning of Gemini. And in the ancient times, this stone was the sacred goddess Venus Aphrodite stone, and they used it, the ancients used it in spring celebrations. And also they believed that wearing it on her holy day, Venus's holy day, which is Friday, strengthens the magical abilities of the stone. Well, I don't even know where to start to tell you. I can't cover everything about emerald in this video because there are so many qualities associated with the stone, so much history and lore, and if you look it up, you'll see pages and pages in books and on the internet. But we all know the stone as a heart chakra stone. It has a huge, long history of magical lore and healing that was used by the ancient Egyptians and also the ancient Persians. I've read that the ancient mystics believed that wearing this emerald stone will strengthen their divination as it increases their intuitive abilities. It is connected with our intuitive side of the brain, the right hemisphere, with our subconscious mind. It helps with basically the right brain and the subconscious mind are in charge of dreaming, our creativity, and they increase your creative abilities. So if you're an artist, wearing the stone helps a lot with imparting and strengthening your inert creative abilities. But if you're not an artist, you can also use it and wear it if you're doing anything creative or you just want to have some creative energy with you. And it's a very, very, very healing stone. It has huge lists, again, of healing properties. It's a heart chakra stone, but it's very balancing for all the chakras. It repels negativity. It restores and balances all the chakras. It's good for the immune system. It's good for the nervous system. It's good for the heart. And it's a love stone. It's a stone that brings the truth in relationships. So a cute story that I read was that in the ancient times, lovers exchanged emerald rings to each other, and if one of them was unfaithful, then the green shade of the emerald would fade. I like that. So yeah, it's a very, very soothing stone, calming for the mind, and it's believed that if you sleep with it under your pillow, then it'll help you remember your dreams. As well, it helps with astral travels. It's a really beautiful stone, beautiful green, and I mean, I don't know anybody that doesn't like emerald. It's a very magical stone. You can carry it with you to attract good luck, prosperity, and love of the self. It really brings the energy. It's a really high vibration stone, and it helps to bring the energy of love within yourself, which attracts your essentially it's what helps us attract love into our own lives. It's loving ourselves first. And so I like to keep this stone close to my heart. And that brings me to my next item on the list, which is an oracle deck that I've chosen this month. I've been choosing tarot decks in the past couple of months, but this one is going to be an oracle deck. And I've chosen the Froud Faery Oracle. I love this deck. I think it's gorgeous. The artwork is stunning. Froud is such a great artist, such a talented, skilled artist. Why did I choose this deck for the month of May? Well, the spring makes me think of fairies overall, and when I think of fairies in May, I think of gardening, I think of earth, getting down to earth, really getting down to earth. And I feel that this particular deck really helps you to ground, and it's very earthy, and it really gets down to the ground. It gets down to business. It tells things how it is. There is no if, what, and maybe with this deck. It's a very serious deck. Those of you who know this deck and have worked with it, you know what I mean. It's not for everybody. It's not just the happy side of fairies. It shows the fairies as very real. And to me, when I say real, what I mean by that is, I feel like if I could actually see fairies myself, this is how I would see them. And I'm not the only one who feels that way about this deck. This deck feels very, very energetically and visually real to me. I'm going to show you some of my favorite cards and also show you what I mean by the different sides of fairies. So there are darker cards and happier cards. There's all these fairies have a lot of personality, and they can be funny, they can be scary, a little bit dark, they can be... So here we go. This is a card to show you. This is called Death. I actually love this image so much, and I do like the darker cards. I like all cards. They all serve their own purpose. This one is another one that people may find edgy. I actually read some online reviews, and some people really hated the images. They were disgusted by the images. Well, like I said, you have to be ready for this deck. So some of them, as you can see, are a little bit, yeah, not so happy and cheerful. Some of them are more innocent. Some of them are more pure energy of the fairy, childlike. A very good balance of feminine and masculine decks. Sorry about the reflection. I love this one. Spirit Dance. Some of them are very ethereal. And they do have he does have a series of kind of abstracted images of fairies, and they're called singers. Thanks. They're called singers, and I love these ones. Some people are looking more for like the detailed cards like this, where Brian really shows off his amazing genius talents. But you know, I really like the feeling of these ones. I really love how I feel when I look at them. It makes me feel like, wow, like new beginning. And I guess they're the essences of the fairies before they become into manifest into material form. This is one of my favorite favorite cards. If I had to pick one, I would pick this one. You can't see the green, but it's a really nice bright shade of green. Doesn't show up in the camera, but I love his eyes. So sweet. And his eyes remind me of my parrot. I have a pet parrot. His name is Kiki. Maybe you'll meet him one day, hopefully. And his eyes, when he looks at me, are like so unconditional love. So sweet. Makes me want to cry. Love that one. And I love the colors of these abstracted ones. The ones I was talking about. So fluid. Makes me feel like I'm swimming in an ocean. I love this one. Iris of the Rainbow. I'm not sure. I haven't read the book how it's connected to the goddess Iris, but I love the goddess Iris. I love her story. So they're the dark lady. They're the dark images of the female. There are the abundant female, feminine images. This one is, oh no, that's not the one. There is one, the Lady of the Harvest, which actually reminds me of the first card, my first card, the Empress card that I showed you. It just has the same kind of feeling for me, the harvest, abundance, nature, being in nature. And yeah, I love this deck so much. It's really great. I continue to work with it and learn from it and get insights. The book is excellent. It's kind of like a very fantastical storytelling style that Jessica Macbeth uses to talk about the fairies in here. I feel like I can use the cards apart from the book. That I don't need the book to use the cards, but I love reading the book as well. I don't know if this is a review. I don't think it is. I'm not calling this a review. This is just a part of my Maha's show off whatever for the decks. But it kind of turns out to be like a review because I'm trying to not make things long. But so my next pick is my essential oil of the month.